Hello, online world and people of Colonial. I want to wish you Merry Christmas. My name is Pastor Nathan Edwards. I'm the pastor of Colonial's new church plant in Lee Summit, Missouri called Renew EPC. And shameless plug, would love to have you visit us any Sunday at 9:30 a.m. in Lee Summit Elementary. We're excited to be journeying to Christmas, and we've been asked to share some of the traditions that make Christmas special to us. And so I wanted to share a tradition I'm sure we all probably have in our home, and that's the tradition of the Christmas tree. When we moved from Louisiana back to Kansas City and had pretty much nothing left to our name and didn't have a job and had all sorts of chaos in our life, Christmas was coming, and I, without the approval of my wife, ran out to buy a brand new Christmas tree for our house. We had this place that a 12-foot tree would fit. And so, we forked over several $100s for this 12-foot tree. My wife and I still fight about it, whether that was the right purchase or not at that time. But for me, having a Christmas tree was so important to making this house that we had bought a home. And so it was important to me to put this Christmas tree up very early that year. It happened to be 2020, which was a bleak year for all of us. And so having that tree represented a symbol of hope that we got to finish the year kind of centering ourselves on the good news. Now, really what makes the Christmas tree so special for us is the ornaments. And the ornaments that we put on our Christmas tree are all things that have happened to us through the year. We buy Christmas ornaments as kind of our chosen souvenir, as our chosen memory. And so our Christmas tree is just full of ornaments that are from different things that happened in our life. And so, for example, I brought a couple ornaments. This year, we got this ornament for the Zambezi Zinger, because our family got to ride the brand new Zambezi Zinger this year, and so that gets to be on our Christmas tree. Other ornaments that we put up, we bought this a couple years ago. It's a little ornament of our whole little family wearing face masks and holding a roll of toilet paper saying that we are quarantining, kind of a reminder of what we went through in 2020. But our Christmas tree also has ornaments from the past. This is an ornament that my mom made when I was a little kid, and now we've inherited the ornament and put it on our tree. And then we also have ornaments like this. This was my grandmother's ornament from her Christmas tree. And so we put that up as well every year. And so when we get the Christmas tree out, we get this box of all these ornaments, and we start hanging them on the tree. And it is just a walk down memory lane. But when we look at all of these different ornaments and remind ourselves of what they represent, and we look at this tree, we recognize that this tree is a symbol of God's grace. Every year we are able to look at all of the good things that God has done in our family. And so there is abundant grace that we see when we look at our Christmas tree. Another thing, though, that we see when we look at all these different ornaments from my life and my parents' life and my grandparents' life is we see a testimony of faithfulness. There is so much history, year after year, of God looking after our family, decade after decade, generation after generation, that is represented in all of these ornaments hung upon that tree. And then finally, when we look at that tree, we see all of these different memories, some of them not good memories, some of them faded memories. But like take for example, the COVID year. I mean, what a rotten year. But we get to put an ornament on the tree. And in a sense, doing that, it shows the work of redemption in our life. These moments, good or bad, all get put together on this tree as a witness of God's faithfulness, of God's grace, and they become a beautiful object every year of redemption. God taking some of the broken things, some of the failed things, some of the disappointments, and in His beautiful way, working that into a tapestry of glory. And so as I think about the Christmas tree, it reminds me of the most important tree that Christmas is all about, and that is the tree that the Gospel of Matthew begins his gospel with. And let me just read a portion of it. But the Gospel of Matthew starts, the book of the genealogy of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Abraham was the father of Isaac, and Isaac the father of Jacob, and Jacob the father of Judah and his brothers, and Judah the father of Perez and Zerah by Tamar, and Perez the father of Hezron, and Hezron the father of Ram, and Ram the father of Amminadab, and Amminadab the father... Are you still with me? This is the family tree of Jesus. And that's how Matthew begins his gospel, to tell us that Jesus is the fulfillment of a long family tree of promises, of grace, of faithfulness, and of stories of redemption that bring us to Jesus. I mean, we see these generations covering good times and bad times. We see these generations include good people and bad people. And we see God working his promise to bring his Savior through every single one of the twists and turns of this family tree. Now, the most exciting thing, the thing that I want you to dwell upon this Christmas, and maybe dwell upon it every time you look at your Christmas tree, is that we, in the gospel of Jesus Christ, become one of God's ornaments on his tree. Every single one of us that have received the gospel are a witness of God's grace, are a witness of God's faithfulness, and are a testimony to his ability to make all things new, to redeem us from whatever failures or mishaps or sorry circumstances we may have come from, and to put us into his tree, to declare his glory for all time and before all witnesses. That is the journey to Christmas that I think of when I look at my Christmas tree.